Be me. 27-year-old anime merchandise collector. Work as a graphic designer. Live alone with my figures and wall scrolls. Been dating this girl Chloe for 8 months. Met her at a comic convention where she was cosplaying as Makima from Chainsaw Man. She seemed into the weeb life, talked about anime constantly, had a Crunchyroll subscription, the whole package. We hit it off immediately, bonding over our favorite series and arguing about best girls. Started dating officially after she asked me out first, which was honestly refreshing. Relationship is pretty good for the first few months. We watch seasonal anime together, go to conventions. She even helps me organize my manga collection. My best friend Derek, total neckbeard type but genuinely good dude, approves of her immediately. Derek is like 350 pounds, has the classic neckbeard aesthetic, fedora collection, and everything. But he's got the biggest heart, volunteers at children's hospitals, donates to charity, constantly. He meets Chloe at my place one day when we're having a viewing party for the new Demon Slayer season. Chloe seems cool with Derek at first. He's making his usual references, talking about how the animation quality compares to older series. Mentions he just donated to a cancer research fund because his friend's sister is going through treatment. Chloe actually seems touched by this and tells Derek he's really kind. Derek gets flustered because women usually avoid him, thanks her, and changes subject back to anime. The night goes well, we all have fun. Chloe leaves saying she had a great time. I'm thinking everything is perfect. Got a girlfriend who likes anime and friends who get along. A couple weeks later, Chloe starts acting different. She's less enthusiastic about watching anime together, says she's tired or busy, suggests we do other activities like going to bars or normal restaurants. I'm confused because our whole relationship was built on shared weeb interests. Ask her if something's wrong and she says no, she just wants to do more diverse activities. Fair enough, I guess, so we start going to regular places. She starts dressing differently too. Less anime shirts and more normie fashion. One night we're at this upscale bar she wanted to try. Her coworkers are there and she introduces me. They're all very corporate, talking about work drama and office politics. I try to contribute, but don't have much to say about their industry. One of them asks what I do for fun and I mention anime and manga collecting. Chloe interrupts me and says he does graphic design mostly, very creative work. Completely deflects from the anime thing, which is weird. Her coworkers nod politely and move on to other topics. After we leave, I ask why she cut me off. She says she didn't think her coworkers would understand the anime stuff. Tells me that not everyone is into that culture and it's better to lead with more relatable hobbies. I'm annoyed because she was literally cosplaying when we met. She says, that was different. Conventions are safe spaces for that stuff. Says in the real world we need to be more mindful of how we present ourselves. I tell her I'm not ashamed of my hobbies and she says she's not either, but there's a time and place. Things get weirder over the next month. Chloe stops coming to my apartment because she says my figure collection makes it look like a teenager's room. I have a pretty extensive collection, probably 200 figures displayed on shelves, all tasteful though. She suggests I put some in storage to make the place look more mature. I refuse because I spent years collecting these and they're displayed with pride. She drops it, but I can tell she's bothered. Starts making comments about how we're getting older and should think about our image. Derek notices something is off when he comes over for our weekly anime night. Asks where Chloe is, and I tell him she's been skipping these lately. He looks concerned and asks if everything is okay. I explain the situation, and he listens quietly while we watch the new episode of whatever we're on. After the episode, he says something that sticks with me. Dude, if she's trying to change who you are, that's not love. That's a project. I defend Chloe, saying she's just trying to help us grow up. Derek shakes his head. Growing up doesn't mean abandoning what makes you happy. I'm 29 and I still collect My Little Pony figures. He pulls out his phone and shows me photos of his collection. Also shows me a photo of him at the hospital with kids, wearing his fedora, making them laugh. Those kids don't care that I look like a stereotype. They care that I'm there for them. Authenticity matters more than image. I tell him that's different, but he insists it's not. He mentions that he just helped crowdfund his friend's sister's cancer treatment to the tune of $5,000. If I spent that money trying to look normal instead of helping people, what kind of person would I be? His words hit different, but I'm still in denial. Chloe texts me the next day asking if we can talk. We meet at a coffee shop and she's dressed completely different from how she used to. No anime pins, no nerdy accessories, just generic trendy clothes. She sits down and takes a deep breath. I've been doing some thinking and I feel like we're in different places right now. I ask what she means, and she explains. She says when we met she was going through an anime phase, but she's moved past that now. Claims she's been focusing on personal growth and professional development. Tells me she still cares about me but feels like I'm stuck in adolescence. I'm hurt by this and ask her to explain what she means. She lists everything. My figure collection, watching anime constantly, going to conventions, hanging out with Derek. Especially brings up Derek, saying his lifestyle isn't something she wants associated with her future. I defend Derek immediately, saying he's one of the best people I know. She backtracks and says she didn't mean it like that, but then she says, you have to admit he's kind of a stereotype, the fedora, the weight, the whole thing. I tell her Derek is working on his health, and his appearance doesn't define his character. She agrees, but says perception matters in the real world. Tells me her coworkers saw my social media and made comments about my hobbies. Says she felt embarrassed explaining that her boyfriend is really into anime and collecting figures. I'm getting angry now because there's nothing embarrassing about my hobbies. The conversation spirals and we're both getting heated. She finally just says it. I don't think we're compatible anymore. I've outgrown this phase and you're still deeply in it. Asks if we can break up but stay friends because she does miss hanging out with me. Just not the relationship part with all the anime stuff attached to it. I'm confused because the anime stuff was our entire foundation. She says she misses the conversations and the connection, but not the lifestyle. I ask her what changed so drastically. She admits she's been following these self-improvement influencers who talk about leaving behind childish things. One of them specifically targets anime fans, calling it arrested development. She shows me the account, and it's this guy who rants about how anime is ruining young adults. The content is basically just shaming people for having hobbies this guy deems immature. I tell her this is toxic garbage, and she's been brainwashed. She gets defensive and says he makes valid points about growing up. We break up that day, and I'm devastated. Derek comes over when I text him and brings pizza and beer. We don't even watch anime, just sit and talk about the situation. He tells me about his own experiences being judged for his appearance and hobbies. Says people write him off constantly, but the ones who matter see past the surface. Mentions that his friend's sister specifically requested he visit her in the hospital. She's 10 years old and fighting cancer, and she loves when I bring my Pinkie Pie figure. That's what matters. I feel a bit better, and we end up watching some older anime we both love. Derek falls asleep on my couch, still wearing his fedora, snoring loudly. I cover him with a blanket and think about how genuine he is compared to Chloe's new fake persona. Next morning, Derek wakes up and we get breakfast. He tells me he's going to the hospital later and asks if I want to come. I agree, and we stop by the store to get some small toys for the kids. At the hospital, Derek transforms. He's so good with these kids. Makes them laugh, does silly voices, lets them try on his fedora. One little girl asks if he's a wizard because of his beard, and he plays along. We meet his friend Lisa, whose sister Amy is the one with cancer. Amy is 12 and is having a really rough day with treatment. Derek sits with her and they talk about her favorite anime. Turns out she loves My Hero Academia. He promises to bring her some merch next time and her face lights up. Lisa thanks Derek for everything he's done, mentions the fundraiser covered 3 months of specialized treatment. She tears up, talking about how he's been their rock through this. I realize this neckbeard stereotype everyone judges is doing more genuine good than most people. We leave the hospital, and Derek is quiet. Finally, he says, Amy reminds me why I don't care what people think. She needs positivity, not someone worried about looking cool. I tell him he's an inspiration, and he laughs it off. Over the next few weeks, I focus on myself and my hobbies without shame. Buy some new figures I've been wanting, attend a convention solo, have a great time, post photos on social media, not caring who judges. Chloe starts liking my posts, which is weird, given she broke up with me over this stuff. Then she starts commenting things like looks fun and miss these days. I ignore it at first, but she eventually DMs me. Hey, I've been thinking about you a lot lately, I respond, asking what she wants. She says she misses our connection and wants to hang out as friends. Suggests we grab coffee and catch up. I'm hesitant but agree because I'm curious what this is about. We meet up and she's dressed normally again. Back to the style she had when we met. She's wearing a Jujutsu Kaisen shirt and I immediately notice. She smiles and says she's been reflecting on everything. Admits she got caught up in toxic self-improvement content and pushed away what made her happy. says she stopped watching anime completely and felt empty. Her coworkers are boring, the bars are repetitive, nothing brings her joy anymore. She realized the problem wasn't anime or our lifestyle, it was her insecurity. I'm listening, but not giving her much reaction. She asks if we can try being friends again. Maybe watch anime together like old times. I tell her I need to think about it. She looks disappointed but understands. Mentions she saw Derek's fundraiser for Amy and donated. Says she feels terrible about what she said about him. Admits he's a better person than most of the people she's been trying to impress. I tell her Derek doesn't hold grudges, but I'm not sure I can just go back to being friends. She nods sadly and we part ways. I talk to Derek about it later. He's surprisingly zen about the whole thing. If she genuinely realized her mistake and wants to make amends, that's growth. But you don't owe her anything. Asks if I even want her back in my life in any capacity. I honestly don't know. Part of me misses her, but part of me resents how she treated me. Derek suggests I take my time and not rush into any decision. He's heading back to the hospital and asks again if I want to come. I go with him, and Amy is doing better this week. She's excited to see us and shows off the My Hero Academia poster Derek brought last time. We spend an hour with her talking about anime, manga, and her favorite characters. She asks if I have a girlfriend, and I say no. She says, "Good, girls are complicated. I asked a boy if he liked Naruto, and he said it was for babies." Derek and I laugh, and he tells her that boy doesn't know what he's missing. Never let anyone make you feel bad for liking what you like, he tells her. Leaving the hospital, I realize Derek's advice applies to my situation with Chloe. She made me feel bad for liking what I like, even if she's reconsidering now. I text her later that night, tell her I appreciate her reaching out, but I'm not interested in rekindling friendship right now. Explain that I need to prioritize people who accept me fully, not conditionally based on their current phase. She responds understanding but clearly sad, says she knows she messed up and doesn't blame me. Ends with, "I really do miss you. Just wish I'd appreciated what we had." Weeks pass and I'm doing great, focusing on work, hobbies, spending time with Derek and other friends who get it, go to another convention and actually meet someone new, a girl named Miranda, who's into the same stuff. We exchange numbers and start talking. No pressure, just genuine shared interests. Derek is stoked for me and jokes that he better be invited to the wedding. I tell him obviously he's best man material, fedora and all. Amy's treatment is going well and she's responding positively. Derek organizes a fundraiser viewing party for a new anime movie. All proceeds go to her treatment. Tons of people show up. All the local weebs come together. We raise $3,000 in one night. Amy's family is overwhelmed with gratitude. Lisa gives a speech thanking everyone, specifically calling out Derek. This man, who most people judge by appearance, has the biggest heart and saved my sister's life. The party is amazing. Everyone's having fun, celebrating anime and helping a kid. I see Chloe show up halfway through, which is surprising. She donated $100 and stays in the back, not approaching me. I notice her watching everything with this sad expression. After the event, she comes up to me briefly. "This is beautiful. I'm sorry I ever made you feel like this community was something to outgrow." I thank her for coming and for donating. She asks if there's any chance we could talk sometime. I tell her honestly that I've moved on. Explain that I'm talking to someone new who loves this stuff as much as I do. Her face falls, but she nods. She's lucky. I hope I find someone who appreciates me for my real self too. She leaves and I feel closure, finally. Derek comes over and hands me a beer. "Proud of you, man. You chose authenticity over settling." We toast to that and to Amy's recovery. Miranda joins us and Derek immediately starts asking her about her favorite anime. She launches into this passionate explanation of why Steins Gate is peak fiction. Derek loves this, and they argue good-naturedly about time travel mechanics. I'm just standing there watching my neckbeard best friend and my potential new girlfriend bonding over anime. This is exactly what life should be like, surrounded by genuine people who don't hide who they are. Couple months later, Amy finishes her treatment successfully. Derek throws a celebration party at his place, which is covered in pony figures and anime posters. Amy shows up with her family wearing a cosplay Derek helped her put together. She's dressed as Ochako from My Hero Academia, and she's beaming. Everyone from the community shows up to celebrate her recovery. Miranda and I are officially dating now, and she fits in perfectly with everyone. Chloe texts me one more time that night. "Saw the photos from Amy's party. Looks like you found your people. Happy for you." I respond thanking her and wishing her well. She sends back, I miss you, but I realize I miss the person I was when I was with you, not the us part, just who I used to be. There it is, the actual truth. She doesn't miss me, she misses not being insecure about her interests. I tell her she can still have that without me, she just needs to stop caring what others think. She doesn't respond after that, and I don't expect her to. I look around Derek's apartment at all my friends, at Miranda laughing with Amy about anime, at Derek and his fedora playing host and making sure everyone has food and drinks, at this community of people who the society might judge as immature or weird, but we're all here, supporting each other, celebrating a kid's recovery, being genuinely happy. I realize this is what Chloe gave up because she was afraid of judgment. Derek raises his glass and makes a toast. To Amy, to recovery, to friendship, and to never apologizing for who we are. Everyone cheers and Amy blows out candles on her cake shaped like All Might. Miranda squeezes my hand and whispers, "Your friend Derek is seriously the best person ever." I agree completely and realize how lucky I am. Not everyone gets to have a friend who's both a walking stereotype and a genuine hero. Later that night, Miranda and I are cleaning up with Derek. She's helping organize his pony figures that got moved during the party. Asks him about each one and he lights up explaining their backstories. She genuinely cares and isn't judging him. Derek tells me later, "She's a keeper, bro. Anyone who respects the pony collection understands what matters." I laugh, but I know he's right. Miranda gets it. She gets all of it. The hobbies, the community, the authenticity. A few weeks later, I get one final message from Chloe. "I joined an anime club at work, trying to get back to who I was. Wish me luck." I respond with encouragement and tell her that's great. She thanks me and says she hopes maybe someday we can be friends again. I tell her maybe someday, when she's fully comfortable with herself. She sends a thumbs up and we leave it at that. I'm lying in bed that night thinking about the whole journey. From meeting Chloe in cosplay to her rejecting our lifestyle to finding Miranda, who embraces it. From Chloe judging Derek to realizing he's the most authentic person in my life. From feeling ashamed of my hobbies to proudly displaying them. Miranda is next to me watching anime on her phone, laughing at the jokes. She looks over and asks if I'm okay. I tell her I'm better than okay, I'm exactly where I should be. She smiles and goes back to her show. I check my phone one last time and see Derek posted a photo. It's him at the hospital with Amy, both making silly faces at the camera. Caption says, "Visiting my favorite patient, 6 months cancer-free." Hundreds of comments from people in our community celebrating. I like the post and comment, "Best friend ever, fedora and all." Derek responds with a gif from some obscure anime only we would recognize. My face when your girlfriend says she misses you, but not the relationship. Just the version of herself she was pretending to be. That face when you realize the neckbeard everyone judges is more authentic and caring than the people trying to be normal. And you choose real friendship over fake acceptance every single time. Every